Good morning, class. It's another beautiful week where we start off by doing maths. We know that maths is fun, and I know you will enjoy today's lesson because I planned something really exciting for you. But before that, I want to know how everybody is doing. So, okay, everybody is okay. That's good. That's nice. Okay. How did you spend your weekend? You did anything new, exciting, fun? Went any new places? Yes? Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you had an amazing weekend and you come prepared today to work and to be the best of yourself. Today we will be doing something new and exciting. We will be playing a game, but this is a different game than what we would play in our usual classes. So as you see on the board, I only has the name, the date, and the subject. Why I did write the topic is because I'm giving you a new game to play. The game is called Unscramble It. So I'm going to give you a set of words. You are going to unscramble the word. You will share your answer with the class, and we will see which one of the students got the word correctly, and I will let you know if that is the correct topic that we'll be looking at today. So the words on each table, so you have 2 minutes to unscramble the word and then clear to share your word with the class. Alright, so I can see everybody is already finished. So, okay, Samuel, please share the word to unscramble with the rest of the class. Okay, so when you unscramble the word, you got quadratic function. Okay, lovely. Put your hands together for Samuel. That is correct. Thank you. So, is there anybody else that got anything else besides quadratic functions? No? Okay, moving on. So today's topic we'll be looking at quadratic functions. To narrow it down, our subtopic we will be looking at is graph of a quadratic function. Is there anybody that ever came across the term quadratic functions before or heard anything of it? Yes? Oh, you heard that the term quadratics come from the word quad, which means square? Okay, that is correct. So, on your desk, I would have placed some flashcards with the definition of the term quadratic functions. So, we will read it together. So, a quadratic function are used in different fields of engineering and science to obtain values of different parameters. Graphically, they are represented by a parabola, depending on the coefficient of the highest degree. The direction of the curve is decided. The word quadratic is derived from the word quad, which means square. In other words, a quadratic function is a polynomial function of degree 2. Alright, that is what is a quadratic function. A quadratic is the equation of a second degree, which implies that it comprises a minimum of one term that is square. So when you're seeing a quadratic, you will see one term that is squared. A function is a relation where each input is related to one output. So that is what a quadratic functions would entail. Is there anybody that has any questions so far that doesn't understand anything? No? Okay, moving on. So the next part we will be looking at is a general form of the quadratic function. So the general form of the quadratic function, as I will put on the board, is f of x is mapped onto ax square, as we were talking about the square just now, plus bx plus c. To explain that, where you see a, that is the coefficient of x squared. B now is a coefficient of x. So where we had ax was ax squared. That is where we say a, that is the coefficient of x. B is the coefficient of x alone, that is the b part of it. C now is a constant term, which is the intercept of the curve on the y-axis. X is the independent variable, and y is the dependent variable. Furthermore, a, b, and c are real numbers. I will be showing you a visual aid of a graph that we will be looking at. So you can probably look at it and you will notice what you will be expecting when we are going to graph our examples. So a point to note is that if we only change the values of a, b, or c, that is the shape of that graph or the position. Let's say if you are to get a graph with the shape of the N, if you change the probably B, you might get a, let's just use an example, probably a Z or so. Yes, so you cannot change the values of A, B, or C. What they give you, that is what you're going to work with. At the example, we have to now find a question here that says to draw the graph of the quadratic function. The form of the quadratic function that they gave us is f of x is equal to x is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 3. So they give us in the table below, you will see that they give us the value for x, which means we have to find the value for y. Very good. So we have, by doing that, wherever we see x, we are going to substitute the value they gave us for x, and we are going to find the value. So working that out, the first value for x is -5. So -5 x squared, if we square -5, so wherever x is, we put -5. So 5 squared is 25. Very good. So we put that 25 at the side. Let's move on to the next part. The next part is 2x. So where x is, we put -5. So it's 2 multiplied by -5, which that is -10. Correct. So we have 25 and -10. Moving on, we have the value for, so it's -3. That doesn't have anything we have to substitute, so that remains the same. So now what we have to do, we have to add them together. Very good. So we're gonna add 25 subtract 10 is 15. 15 subtract 3 is 12. Very good. So what is 12? So that is the y value. Since I worked the first example, you're gonna now guide me through. I want to see if you understand how to work the rest of the examples. Alright, so I can see that our next example, the y value or the domain is 5. Given that its x value is -4, the y value is 5. Moving on to our next one is the x value is -3 and our y value is 0. Our y value is 0. Very good. I can see that everybody understands. So our x value is -2 and our y value is 3. Our x value is -3 and our y value is 0. Okay, I can see we understand everything so far. And lastly, and -2, our x value is -2 and our y value is -3. Our x value is -1 and our x value is -1 and our y value is -4. our x value is 0 and your y value is -3. Very good. I can see that everybody understands. This is going great. Alright, so our x value is 1 and our y value is 0. So the x value is 2 and the y value is 5. So our x value is 3 and our y value is 12. We get 12. Going on to the last part of our y value, we end up back with the same positive 12. So we know that our graph, when we have to plot it now, it will have a what shape? You think you know what shape it will have? Okay, it will have a U shape. Very good. So what is that U shape called? The U shape graph is called a parabola. Okay, class? Any questions so far? No? No question? Alright. So that we would have find our y value, let's plot our point. So plotting the points we get, so x is -5 and y is +12. So we look for x, so you will guide me in plotting the rest. Okay, lovely. So I can see that you understand so far. I'll now place you in groups of 5. So you will now work. I'll give you a group task to do. You're gonna work and I'll volunteer one person from the group to ensure that you work together as a group. Teamwork. Okay, so when you work together as a team, you achieve a lot and you learn more than when you're working by yourself. Okay, so I'm giving you 5 minutes to complete the group task and I'll volunteer somebody to work it on the board. Alright, your time is up. So Andrea from group 1, Samuel from group 2, and Jessica from group 3. Each of you will take one side of the board and you will work your problem. Let's see if you understand, and you will also give a detailed explanation of what you did. Okay, lovely. This is amazing. You see how they did everything that I explained, class? Okay, so that was lovely done. Alright, put your hands together for those group. As you can see, working together as a group is very important. So now is where it gets exciting. So now that everybody understands, I will give you work to work. I will give you your individual tasks. So no copying from your neighbor. You will do your own work and I'll give you at the end of the class, you always get your stickers and your big star, right? Okay, so you can begin. Alright class, that has brought us to a wrap of today's session on how to graph a quadratic function. To recap, can somebody tell me what they understand by quadratic functions? And that the quadratic comes from the word, so you understand the word quad means square. So the quadratic function is a polynomial function of degree 2. Lovely. So, and what is the general form of the quadratic functions? F of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Lovely. Alright, so everybody had a great time in today's class. Is there anything that anyone is not clear of? No? Okay. So what I'll do now to end today's session is by giving you homework, and I will check your book first thing tomorrow morning before we move into tomorrow's topic. You have a great rest of the day and do enjoy your rest of the class. Thank you.